Is the Nintendo Switch 2 garbage? You know, with the launch of the Nintendo Switch 2, a lot of content creators really seem to be bending over backwards to find some way to hate on Nintendo's newest console. The biggest thing right now that people are talking about with regards to the Switch 2 is the screen, and we're gonna get into that, but there's also other things that they were complaining about before. At first, it was the price of the console at $450 for the base console without the Mario Kart game. Then the $80 games, of which there's really only one right now, which is Mario Kart World. You know, with all the talk of $80 games and the hate for Mario Kart World, I really would have expected Nintendo's next big game to also be $80. But you know what? Surprisingly, or not surprisingly if you've been paying attention, but Donkey Kong Bananza is actually $70, which is the standard price for big AAA games for the past few years now. This makes sense if you'd read what Nintendo said regarding the pricing of their games, and they said if they feel that their game offers more value, then that's when they would recommend $80 to the retailers. A game like Mario Kart World is the sort of game that people are going to be playing it for years and years and years. I mean, look at Mario Kart 8 Deluxe. That game came out on the Nintendo Wii U. That was the previous generation of Nintendo console before the Switch. And then it went on to be the biggest seller for the original Nintendo Switch for the entire duration of the console's life cycle. So I can see where this would have led Nintendo to be like, you know what, Mario Kart does offer a lot more value. People play it for a really, really long time, so maybe we should charge a little bit more. But Nintendo, they never did say that every single one of their heavy hitters was going to be an $80 game. They never said that. Show me where they did. And we see that again with Donkey Kong Bananza. That game is going to be massive with so many things to do, so many options, transformations, and things like that. And when that Nintendo Direct came out a few days ago, everybody's hype for that game went up like 10 points. I know it did for me. That game looks like Mario Odyssey and Zelda Tears of the Kingdom on steroids, and that's a $70 game. It's not $80. So the whole $80 thing really just seems like it was these content creators trying to get clicks for their videos. But hey, I get it, you know, you gotta make your money, and with some of these channels, more clicks makes more money, so I get it. But the big point of contention at the moment now seems to be the quality of the Nintendo Switch 2's screen. But you know what? What gets me is what they have to do in order to get you to even notice the problem. Like, look at this video from Dreamcast Guy. In this video, he's going in on Nintendo over how games look in handheld mode for the Switch 2. And the fact that apparently you can see ghosting in the Switch 2 screen. And get this, in order for you to even notice this ghosting, you literally have to go frame by frame. It's one of the most ridiculous things I've ever seen. And to top it off, they only show like 11 frames. For those of you who might not know how fast 11 frames really goes by, I'm going to show you an example in Street Fighter 6 of how fast it really is. 11 frames is so fast that you can't even react to it. You're not going to react to that. Here I am in training mode. I'm controlling Cammy, that's the character on the left, the one with the underwear. And Elena is the super tall character dancing around on the right side of the screen, the other one with the underwear. I'm going to make Cammy do a move, and I want you to look at how fast the move is. This is 11 frames, the same amount of frames shown in Dreamcast Guys video. The little pause after Cammy kicks Elena and Elena blocks it, that's 11 frames. You can even see it in the frame counter in the bottom middle of the screen. It tells you it has 11 frames of startup. That's how fast 11 frames is. It's like, and in this other video, so keep in mind how fast that is, and then think about how they slowed that amount of time, which is less than a second, and they spread it out so that you can notice something that is pretty much imperceptible. Almost nobody is ever gonna notice it. People wanna say that this is anti-consumer from Nintendo, but it's like, Screens are not cheap. Like, do you want this thing to be $600? A lot of people wanted an OLED screen on the Switch 2, but these are also people who were complaining about the price of the console, which is actually affordable when you consider what you're getting. This thing is like a PlayStation 4 Pro and Xbox Series S level of power in the palm of your hands for less than the other consoles, and with AI upscaling, it even looks better than the Series S. There's many examples of a game like not just Street Fighter 6, but even Cyberpunk 2077 looking better on the Switch 2 than it does on the Series S. People are forgetting just how out of pocket this is. Like, if this thing, the Switch 2, if it had PlayStation in the title instead of Nintendo, it would be like $600 or more. Probably more, knowing Nintendo. So, I mean... knowing PlayStation, so you would have your super nice screen, but at the same time you're pricing the casuals out, and so you're gonna end up selling less consoles. I can tell you right now, if this thing was $600 or the price of a Steam Deck, I would never have bought it. In the business world, I don't think it's generally considered wise to do things that will make your business less money. I don't know, but I would imagine you can consider it to be kind of a common sense sort of thing. You know, it's kind of pathetic, really, that people are stooping this low to try to make Nintendo look bad, but really, some people will do anything for clicks. That's gonna be it for today's video. I'm SwitchPlayed and done.